know anything about the freak off. And they all look at me like, is that the freak off? But she's the only one that wasn't at the freak off. And I thought about it for a minute. I said, oh my God.
Fresh off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like, just back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frosted flake.
The entertainment world is shaking. But between the jokes and the applause, comedian Dave Chappelle is hinting that Diddy's massive scandal might be connected to a dark secret controlling all of Hollywood. Welcome back to the Fame Game. When legendary comedian Dave Chappelle speaks, the entire world stops and listens. He has a rare gift for telling the hard truth while making you laugh at the same time. But this time, his recent comments have left fans thinking about something far deeper than comedy. If you want the inside story on the biggest names in Hollywood, hit that subscribe button now and join the Fame Game. The entire entertainment world was rocked when Sean Diddy Combs was arrested in New York. Once one of the most powerful figures in music and media, Diddy is now facing serious charges that have shaken the industry to its core. While he currently awaits trial, more details about his private life and business dealings continue to surface.
I didn't realize, based on what's being said, that Puff had so much control over so many people in so many industries. And it's a tight-knit circle. It seems like they all keep a good secret.
And honestly, every new detail makes things worse for him. But while the media focuses heavily on Diddy's legal issues, another narrative is quietly unfolding. Dave Chappelle, one of the sharpest minds in comedy, is back in the spotlight for how he is addressing the whole situation. He recently took to the Saturday Night Live stage, and what he said has people wondering if he knows more than he is letting on. Because hidden between the laughter and the jokes, Chappelle seemed to be pointing to something hidden. Something that potentially connects Diddy, Kevin Hart, and the way the entertainment world is truly operated. For decades, Diddy was the ultimate symbol of success. He famously came from nothing and built himself into a self-made mogul. He owned record labels, fashion lines, and spirits companies, and he had a seat at every major table in music and media.
And there's another clip. Kevin Hart and Diddy is standing next to a mattress in a hotel room, what it looks like, and he's telling Diddy, I'm not gonna get into bed with you. So our boy Diddy is...
Don't get up, but it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it and you did it.
He wasn't just wealthy, he was truly powerful. Everyone wanted to be in his inner circle, as being close to Diddy often meant having opportunities that others could only dream of. However, the very power that made him a king is now being questioned. Investigators claim Diddy's empire was built not just on business savvy, but on extreme control, influence, and manipulation. These accusations have opened the door to a side of Hollywood that most people never get to see. And as the walls close in on the mogul, people who were once completely silent are finally starting to speak up. Former friends, employees, and collaborators are now revealing what they claim to have experienced.
I'm serious, man. You know what it is, man? It's just no fun being famous anymore. It's like y'all made it scary. You know what it feels like being famous? And scary is the right word. It feels like, and I'm not being dramatic, it feels like I'm storming the beach of Normandy, World War II. But I gotta keep a happy expression on my face.
Chappelle, however, is not speaking as an insider. He's speaking as someone who has consistently stood outside the core system, someone who has observed how Hollywood functions from both the inside and from a distance. Dave has famously said, "It's just no fun being famous anymore. Y'all made it scary." He compared the fear of being famous to storming the beach of Normandy during World War II, but having to keep a happy expression on your face the whole time.
He's contractually obligated to have, normally, any drug or narcotic you want is available. But you just start seeing groups of arrive, male, female, and you just start seeing people pairing off and start doing what they do. And if I'm at one of these events with a male...
The bullets are whizzing by, but you're just smiling. And every once in a while, something terrible happens, like when Puffy got hit. Chappelle mentioned that he's been in trouble in his day, but he believes Diddy is in an enormous amount of trouble. He noted, "I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. They got this guy in a RICO case by himself. When his friends asked if he knew anything about the infamous freak-off parties, Chappelle delivered a classic line, "No man, I didn't know anything about the freak-off." And they all look at me like, well, how all these people, was at the freak-off, but she's the only one that wasn't at the freak-off. And I thought about it for a minute. I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm ugly." He joked that this was a tough way to find out he wasn't invited to the Hollywood orgy. If Chappelle's honesty is what you love about comedy, go ahead and hit that like button right now. But the comedy quickly transitioned back to the unsettling truth. Chappelle talked about how he didn't realize Diddy had so much control over so many people across so many industries. He described it as a tight-knit circle that seems to keep secrets well and remains fiercely loyal to its members.
Crazy.
I see you said I mentioned Justin Bieber. You ain't say I mentioned Kevin Hart.
Okay. Well, what's going on with Kevin Hart?
I don't know, man.
Oh, okay.
The internet is going wild on him, saying that
He pointed out that if you have a problem with someone in that circle, you are essentially prevented from doing business with Diddy, even if you wanted to. More importantly, it likely means you can't do business with anyone else who was in that club or that house. This, he suggests, is why certain people who were once cool with him suddenly stopped. He specifically brought up Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's early career had ties to Rockefeller Films, an entity associated with Jay-Z and Damon Dash, illustrating his deep connections in the industry, which at the time were separate from Diddy's Bad Boy Entertainment. Chappelle recalled how he and Hart used to be close. He even mentioned going to see Hart perform in New York City, back when he was getting into bigger venues and was still with his first wife, Torrey Hart. They would take pictures and keep in touch. Then the comedian says, Hart moved up to the Garden, Madison Square Garden, and Chappelle never got the call. He says the minute Hart reached a certain level of fame, he suddenly stopped calling, replaced by a whole new set of friends.
Inside, everything was fine, and outside, everything was fine. And Kevin Hart decided that he was going to make jokes about, he's the host, right? So you have to sort of roast a little bit of someone who's in the audience because, this person is in a prison, actually right now sitting in a courtroom, and that's Diddy. Yes, Diddy's.
Chappelle now sees Hart among Diddy's circle, and it all now makes sense. This theory is given weight by another clip in which Kevin Hart and Diddy are seen standing next to a hotel bed. Hart tells Diddy, "I'm not getting in the bed with you," while Diddy seemingly pressures him to sit on or near the mattress. Hart is visibly uncomfortable and repeatedly asks the camera to move away from the bed, saying, "I don't want my shot to even come close to the bed at all."
Doing a lot of truth-telling.
Want to know what's interesting?
Go ahead.
It's Cat Williams that taught me how to be Jaguar, right?
Oh, wow, okay. What was it about him that you kind of say, ooh?
10-10. He was my 30th birthday present.
This clip is often cited by fans as evidence of the dark pressures in Diddy's orbit. Chappelle noted that he's known many of these people, including Hart, for 20 or 30 years. He feels he could ask them directly, "Yo, what were you doing over there?" and ask why they're being so quiet. His conclusion? If you want to be friends with those powerful people, they force you to choose a side. This realization makes Chappelle feel his instincts were right. He truly has to do everything on his own. The truth is, if the federal authorities are getting involved, it confirms there is substance to these allegations, as they wouldn't waste their time. Did Dave Chappelle's comments open your eyes to the industry? Give this video a like if you think he's right about the tight-knit circle. What do you make of Dave Chappelle's insights? Do you believe there's a secret, tight-knit circle running Hollywood? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching The Fame Game. We'll see you in the next deep dive.